Kampala Capital City Authority, the entity appointed by the Parliament of Uganda to be responsible for the day-to-day operations within Kampala, the capital city in Uganda, has over the years embarked on various initiatives and projects to better the living conditions within the city. One main area of focus for KCCA is water and sanitation, especially in vulnerable urban poor areas.
I'm Alan Kurunziza, and I'm the program manager for the citywide inclusive sanitation program in Kampala. Kampala is a city of over 1.5 million residents who double during the day to over 3 million. Out of those 1.5 million residents, we found that 1% of those actually don't access any sanitation facility whatsoever. So they commonly use methods like the flying toilets that I'm sure many of us are aware of. We also found that the majority of the residents live in informal settlements. Actually, that's about 60% of the city's residents live in informal settlements. These are settlements that are not planned. These are settlements that are congested as a result of that. These are settlements that have limited access to basic services and utilities. We also found that when these toilet facilities fill, over 50% emptied the contents into the environment untreated. And a similar percentage number just abandoned the toilets altogether, and because of space constraints, actually joined the group that didn't have any access to toilets. And when we looked at what happens to these toilets when they are filled up, that was also another telling story. We found that only about 23% of these facilities get emptied safely when they are filled. So what that means is that we have a whopping 67% of our waste from these toilets that is either stuck in the communities where we live, or that is emptied or disposed into the environment untreated.
Yeah, my name is Senabria Francis. I'm the head teacher of St. Peter's Primary School in Zambia. We are actually very grateful to Kampala Capital City Authority for having identified us to have an improvement of sanitation in this school.
KCCA identified fecal sludge management as a key area to focus on as far as water and sanitation is concerned within Kampala.
Before we got the assistance from Kcca of sanitation, we had toilets, and these toilets were insufficient because we had 29 stanzas in all. So when Kcca came in to help us, we were able to get more facilities. In fact, the number came to 82 stanzas, 56 for girls and 26 for boys. These include also urinals. We also had a benefit of adding more facilities of washing hands. And our school was the pioneer to have a unique facility we call the washalots. And these facilities reduce on the use of water because very little water comes out when somebody is using the facility.
In a typical scenario or a traditional sense of the way the service is accessed, we had communities that didn't have any information at all about how to access sanitation facilities, where to get them, and who would provide them. And for the communities that did, they reached out to one key member within their communities who then linked them to the service providers in the communities.
We went detail about Weyonje. The facilitators were good. They taught us what is Weyonje. We went as leaders so that we bring the message to the community.
Last year, Kcca initiated the Weyonje app as a way of improving sanitation service delivery in the city. Members were given out smartphones, and we started using that app.
So with the GSMA funding, we've been able to invest in mobile-based applications that help to link communities with the service providers. The same applications help the service providers know how they are delivering the service so they can actually increase their efficiencies. And the same mobile applications help Kcca understand where is the service being provided, where is it not provided, so that Kcca can reallocate the resources to the areas where the service is not being accessed very well.
Okay, we've got a new job and he's having a septic tank with a flush toilet.
Kcca has taken a number of steps to address this sanitation challenge, which include, but not limited to the following: the setup of a call center to provide information to population, and secondly, to link them to service providers. And now, with active involvement of the private sector-led interventions, things are looking up. And it's not just Kcca's commitment to a better Kampala and the strategic partnerships that is transforming fecal sludge management issues within the city.
So what we're seeing over a space of 1 year, when we've started this approach of using the technology to actually address this service chain, is we're seeing a 20% increase in the amount of fecal sludge that is actually being evacuated from the communities. So we're actually seeing more toilets being emptied. We're seeing more service providers actually being employed or called upon to provide these services. So this GSMA funding has been very, very critical. It has been very helpful in actually tightening or linking that part of the service chain and ensuring that a citywide service is actually being delivered.
The whole program, I can range it, it has been a success by 95%, because initially we were operating in a very informal way. Everyone was in his own. So we got trainings, we started companies. After starting companies, Kcca and Gsma Doc started also to legalize the sanitation business. Now members have licenses, have acquired Kcca environmental service permit. They have recommendation for national water that actually every fecal sludge you collect, you have to dispose it at its facilities, and the NEMA license, which is the last license that is required in rendering this sanitation business. So the whole process, at first we saw that maybe Kcca has come to kick us out of the business, but we were far short-sighted. But in the due course, in the process, we saw that Kcca want to shape our final destiny in this sanitation business, because we are given the priority such that we can comply with the city rules and regulations. If we fail, then they get other people to come and take over sanitation in the city.